Hello, beautifuls. Today's perspective is on knowledge, and in particular, the illusion of knowledge. Knowledge is a tricky thing. In order to navigate this life journey and the opportunities, potentials, and possibilities that come along with it, we are required to acquire knowledge. And yet, armed with that knowledge, we often cut ourselves off from the very potentials and possibilities that we seek. It seems really contradictory, doesn't it? Well, there's a quote by Daniel Borstein that says, "The enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It is the illusion of knowledge." And when we understand that knowledge really is, when we break it down, the best possible story that we can weave together based on the information that we have available to us at that time. And if we believe that story, it becomes fact for us. And therein lies the illusion of knowledge. Because once we claim something as fact or claim ourselves as knowing something, no longer do we see a need for alternatives, nor do we seek further information. And we become confident and sometimes arrogant enough to think that there is nothing more to learn on that subject or nothing more to know. And when we think we know something, as a human being, we tend to think that others should know the same thing we know. And when they don't, we judge them. In addition, because we know something, we assume that others know it and think and feel the same way we do. And it creates assumptions. And judgment and assumptions are the biggest contributing factor in separating individuals. Everything in this experience has a superficial or surface understanding. And it also has a deeper, more complex understanding. And in order to get to that deeper, more complex place, we have to be willing to admit that we don't know. And even further, we have to admit and realize that we know nothing. And that creates profound changes in our life. It can be disconcerting to understand that we don't know and that most of our knowledge is superficial. And the reason we can successfully, or according to society, successfully survive with superficial knowledge is because that is how most of our society operates, is on superficial knowledge. However, living this way creates stagnant and complacent experiences. We never fully experience life because we are basing our knowledge on experiences and understandings of others, and we never fully seek it for ourselves. When we open to the understanding that we really know nothing, it does sound scary. But if we allow it to sink in, it pushes us to grow. It forces us to be open-minded, to intuit what we are missing and what we need, to look beyond appearances, to look beyond to options and alternatives that seem unconventional and maybe not even acceptable. And of course, this process doesn't happen overnight. It is indeed a process. And the more we sink into it, we will see ourselves growing and finding ourselves more and more comfortable in challenging our beliefs and our truths. I thank you so much for listening to this perspective today. And as always, until we speak again, please be safe.